What can we do? What can we do about pollution, carbon emissions, waste, climate change? It's the question that inspired us to start Sustainable Westchester. Our goal? Collaboration with local municipalities. Community-driven, scalable solutions that forge a path to a cleaner environment, while controlling costs and delivering financial benefits. Neighborhood by neighborhood, street by street, home by home. From out-of-the-box thinking on renewable energy supply, solar, and geothermal, to partnerships with local businesses to empower drivers with the latest electric car technology, and savings through LED streetlights, gardens that are regenerative and sustainable. So, what can we do? This.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all. I see some current and former board members. I see returning members. It's just fantastic to see so many faces. And I just need to know whether we have a quorum and we can get started.
Yes, Sarah, we have a quorum.
Terrific. Everybody's punctual. So we'll get started. My name, for people who don't know me, is Sarah Goddard, and I am co-chair of Sustainable Westchester. Welcome to the 2024 annual members meeting of Sustainable Westchester. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Last year, if you were in attendance, I began the news with our executive director's unexpected departure and the appointment of my co-chair, Jim Custer, as interim executive director. Originally intended as a brief stint, Jim's tenure extended over a year, during which he and the Sustainable Westchester team racked up organizational successes that have advanced this institution to new levels. While I am thrilled to have Noam as our new executive director, I'm equally delighted to have Jim back as my co-chair. I would like to take this moment to express my sincere gratitude to Jim for his leadership and ready willingness to step up when needed. Thank you, Jim. In a few minutes, Noam and the Sustainable Westchester staff will outline what lies ahead for the organization. But I'd like to highlight now a few board-related points and developments. First, the organization's strategic plan. In 2022, the board had initiated an organizational strategic plan process. However, with the departure of the former executive director, we made the decision to pause the process and focus on hiring a new director. This pause has proved beneficial as exciting organizational developments have emerged and will need to be integrated into our planning. We look forward to resuming the strategic plan process in the coming months and will be collaborating closely with Noam, his team, and all stakeholders, so stay tuned. With the organization's increased responsibilities and scope, the board has recognized the need to expand its membership. The board's nominating committee has been vetting candidates and will propose a new slate soon. We also have one departure at the board level, Sue Fern Tan, who moved out of Westchester last year. On behalf of the board, I would like to extend our gratitude to her for her dedicated years of service on the board and wish her the very best. Looking ahead to next year and our 10-year anniversary, I am struck by Sustainable Westchester's remarkable development since its formation in 2015. It has positioned itself as a leader in sustainable programming for members and the hundreds of thousands of residents in this county. The coming years promise to be exciting ones as Sustainable Westchester embarks on a new phase of growth and development, expanding its reach and impact. In guiding us through this new phase, we could not ask for a better leader than Noam Bramson. Despite his recent arrival, Noam has seamlessly assumed his role, embodying the innovative and visionary spirit of our organization. I have every confidence in Noam and his team and look forward to working with them and the board. And now over to our board member and treasurer, Supervisor Warren Lucas, who will present the financial report.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining our annual meeting today. First, let me say that every year we have all of our financials audited by PFK O'Connor Davies, and that information is available to anyone for their review. To quote the audit's management letter, the audit found that our accounting policies, practices, and methods are appropriate and disclosed in the financial statements, and there are no deficiencies in the design or operation of internal control over financial reporting. Today, we'll be reviewing our last audited financial report, which is from 2022. And there are two reports on the screen right now. The one on the left is the statement of financial position. And this statement summarizes Sustainable Westchester's assets, basically what we own, our liabilities, what we owe, and net assets, which are the assets less liabilities. We ended the year 2022 with $926,000 in total assets, $275,000 of that is future liabilities, with a net asset of $650,000. The majority of the net assets is cash. The report on your right is statement of activities, which includes revenue and expenses for our 2022 calendar year. The report really reflects the changes to Sustainable Westchester's net assets over the year. The statement of activity shows that shows total revenues of $1.76 million and expense of $2.1 million for the year. The revenue shortfall was something that we were aware of early on in February of 2022 and was due to several issues. The timing of payments of some of our grants was different than expected. And as you can imagine, it's somewhat difficult to understand exactly when the revenue on some of those are coming in. We had surprisingly warmer winter weather, which affected power consumption. And one of our Westchester Power geographies, NYSEG geography, did not have an active contract for a period of time. We started in March of 2022 making adjustments to control spending. We also anticipated that we'd use about $250,000 in cash, which, if you look at the change in net assets, is exactly where we ended up by the end of the year. I have to thank the team for managing through that period. We also worked on items in 2022 and 2023 to improve our ongoing cash position, which have been fully implemented in the current fiscal year, and also our revenue forecasting by month, which can be tough at times. I want to thank you very much, and I'd like to turn the meeting back over to Sarah Goddard.
Thanks, Warren. And now we'll hear from Sustainable Westchester board member and Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins. We are so grateful to him and the county for their continued support and partnership. Ken?
Well, thank you, Sarah. And it's certainly a privilege to be here this morning and speaking on behalf of the county as well. I'm talking to the energy and efforts that we've done collectively with Sustainable Westchester. There have been just so many great opportunities for Sustainable Westchester with our municipal partners and all the board members that the collective of the Sustainable Westchester continues to do. We have a couple of great programs that we've been working on together, not only including community solar, and many of them that you saw in the slideshow that we had the video earlier. Community solar, where Leo at Wegman and the folks have done a tremendous job. The staff done a tremendous job, and I'm sure they're going to speak about it later on. Under some adverse conditions and moving towards getting our partners working forward with NYPA, et cetera. So again, we're going to have those challenges, but we're going to work continually with our economic development. Bridget Gibbons, who is a board member as well, and all the things that we have going on with Peter McCart, who is in a different role here, but our Director of Energy and Sustainability, working collaboratively across the spectrum to be able to get grants and to be able to do the leadership because of the municipal partners that are the foundation of sustainable Westchester to be able to move things forward. We have our Solarize Westchester initiative that we're going to continue to work with all of the members here to try to get those panels on roofs and solar for all through some tremendous great programs that the Environmental Bond Act and the things that we have going on, that we will be able to move forward to actually turn that around. We saw an example of that community solar effort up in Mount Kisco with not just the EV battery charging and solar panels on the roof up in the building in Mount Kisco on the municipal building. And we're looking forward to do some continued more examples of that around the county. The county, as you know, and many of you know, that we have a partnership with our municipal partners with an EV charging program that's $5 million that can be combined with the grants. And that's where Sustainable Westchester's efforts make the most generous opportunities come together, because we take grant money from NYPA, NYSERDA, federal government, state government, working with the county to make sure that we can get these things happening in every municipality. So again, and we're looking forward to continuing the work with our outstanding new executive director, Noam Bramson, with all of his work to be able to deal with environmental justice issues and continuing the path forward. We also have another exciting program that we're working on, which is the Westchester County Clean Energy Accelerator Program. And this is that collaboration that we continue to talk about. And that's where sustainable is just so exciting, and Sustainable Westchester is making the best difference for people in Westchester County. The Clean Energy Accelerator Program, we just call it CEA. That's a combination of the Catalyst, that's the Westchester County's Office of Economic Development, Sustainable Westchester, and we are moving forward with that, having careers, working group quarterly meetings that connect key energy stakeholders and identifying those workforce needs and accelerate a just transition and train that career climate workforce. That works in partnership with the New Yorkers for Clean Power. We're going to be hosting a summit for the inaugural Clean Energy Careers Summit on April 3rd at Pace University. We're going to have more exciting information about that as we go along. And we have a scope of work that's going between 2023 and 2024. And again, we'll have a lot more information about that as we move forward. And I think that it's an exciting time. As a board member, I feel that this is not just a vital organization for all of us in Westchester County, but the partnership that happens between all the municipalities, our municipal partners, our business, social communities as board members, and for Sustainable Westchester makes Westchester continue to be that leader, not just in New York State, but like we say, around the entire country, to be able to continue to do things. So this model for Sustainable Westchester is the item that will make sure that we can have a clean environment, an energy conscious future. And again, looking forward to continuing to work with all of our partners here. So back to you, Sarah.
Thanks so much, Ken, and we look forward to working with you. And now over to my co-chair, Jim Custer, for his remarks. Jim?
Thank you, Sarah. It's really been a privilege to be part of this terrific organization. At last year's annual meeting, as we continue to do here today, Sustainable Westchester's underlying thematic question was, what can we do? We framed our responses to this question by looking at the wide range of challenges and opportunities facing our member communities in 2023. We described how Sustainable Westchester planned during that upcoming year to continue to provide critical resources and assistance that would not otherwise be available to member communities, in part by accessing newly mandated federal and state funding allocations. As of last year's annual meeting, I was a few months into my role as interim executive director. My personal focus was to help maintain equilibrium and forward momentum in the face of both organizational and environmental challenges. So today, as I've now stepped back onto the board, I want to recognize and thank the key stakeholders of this organization for their continued support and hard work. Their outstanding contributions in 2023 made it a very successful year. First and foremost, I want to offer heartfelt thanks to the staff of Sustainable Westchester, who all showed amazing commitment and resilience in expanding the effectiveness of our programs. As you will hear from our program directors this morning, this organization notched several breakthrough accomplishments in 2023 through unique expertise and innovation. Second, I want to thank the board of directors of Sustainable Westchester. We have all been the beneficiaries of the hard work and insight of 14 dedicated volunteers who during 2023 took on a number of notable initiatives, including running a broad-based executive search process, providing detailed fiscal and industry sector guidance, and exploring strategic steps for expanding future philanthropic support. Third, I want to thank the leaders of our member communities and celebrate our mutual interdependence. Your continued support enables Westchester County to increase its regional resilience and maintain its leadership role in helping New York State achieve its climate goals. And finally, I want to offer my sincerest thanks to Noam Bramson for stepping in and stepping up to lead this terrific organization. As its new executive director, he brings us with him decades of distinguished public service experience, extensive knowledge and understanding of the critical issues, and the motivation to bring together all those who have a stake in implementing solutions to the challenges facing the county and our state. Welcome, Noam.
Jim, thank you very much, not just for your introduction and your leadership on the board, but even more importantly for your outstanding service as our interim ED throughout the past year. It's been a true privilege to learn from you and now to work with both you and Sarah. And of course, to all joining us today, especially our municipal members and partners, I'm delighted to extend greetings, and someone's got to say it, wish you a happy Valentine's Day in my new capacity as executive director. As you know, our region, our state, our world are facing profound challenges relating to climate and the environment. Sustainable Westchester was founded on the recognition that we can meet these challenges far more effectively together than we can on our own. So we do more than just advocate, more than just share information, although we do both. At the heart of this organization is something deeper, a commitment to solutions. From the practical steps that make a difference today to the big, bold ideas that will take us to tomorrow. In this vital space, we are your shared service, and it's our purpose to help every city, town, and village in Westchester, as well as the county itself, build communities that are more healthy and livable, more equitable and resilient. As Jim and Sarah mentioned, what we've achieved so far is truly impressive. The Westchester Power Program alone has done more to reduce regional greenhouse gas emissions than just about every other municipal action combined. Our solar to EV pilot is an example of innovative thinking that expands services and improves resilience, and our ongoing work, from fostering solar development to promoting energy efficiency to reducing waste, is making a difference to literally thousands of residents across Westchester, with a special focus on our low to moderate income neighbors. And that's just a beginning. As 2024 unfolds, we're looking not only to strengthen and expand our existing programming, but also to advance newer initiatives. As Ken said, green workforce development in coordination with the county, community thermal energy networks alongside municipal and private sector partners, and decarbonization for essential social service providers, funded by the only Renewing America's Nonprofits grant in the entire Northeast. At the same time, we'll work to strengthen our relationships at the local, county, and state level, ensuring that Sustainable Westchester is a trusted contributor to forward-looking policy and regulation. We'll look to improve our communications so that every message is clear and useful and cuts through the clutter that fills all of our inboxes. And we'll strive to diversify our sources of revenue to ensure that our finances are as sustainable as our programming, and so that we can do even more to serve our members. In just a moment, you'll hear from our talented team as each program director reports to you on their work over the past year and their goals for the year ahead, putting everything in the context of shared challenges and shared solutions. After those presentations, we'll move into breakout sessions, which will give you a chance to engage more fully with one of our department leaders, ask questions, offer comments, and have a richer dialogue. Those conversations are often the best part of the meeting, and we hope you'll find the time well spent. But first, let me now turn it over to Dan Welsh, one of our region's top energy experts and the leader of the Westchester Power Program. Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Noam. Meeting the ambitious goals of New York's climate plan will require a dramatic shift towards renewable energy, with a rapid increase in both supply and demand. Our actions and choices as individuals, one by one, are always important, but unless we move towards clean power at scale, New York will fall short. That's why Westchester Power is so important, not just as an essential benefit to our own county and its residents, but as a model for all New York. As many of you know, Westchester Power uses community choice aggregation, or CCA, to pool the electricity demand of participating communities, give them control over their own energy choices, and dramatically increase the uptake of renewable energy. Now in its 9th year of operation, Westchester Power has the distinction of being the first and still the largest CCA in New York. For the newbies out there, municipalities work through Sustainable Westchester to contract with electricity suppliers for what then becomes the default supply for its residential and small commercial customers. The utility maintains responsibility for the delivery of power. That's the infrastructure and the billing and all that. Individual customers can always opt out or back in at any time with no cost or penalty. The program offers fixed rates for price stability. You know what you'll be paying ahead of time, although in any given month, the contract price can come in above or below the market, and historically, we've experienced both. Of course, the biggest benefit is what we're doing for the environment. Most communities choose renewable power as their default, so this single program has done more to reduce greenhouse gases in Westchester than every other municipal action combined. With CCA, municipalities are meeting or exceeding their emissions reductions targets and qualifying for state grants, under which it's ranked as the top high-scoring impact action. During 2023, 29 municipalities participated in the program, which is divided into 3 distinct contracts: Yonkers, the northern NYSEG towns, and the remaining Con Ed municipalities. Overall enrollment remains steady with about 145,000 accounts in total, or just about 40% of Westchester. Community engagement remains a priority. We want to make sure residents know about their options, at the same time help increase everybody's energy IQ and expand participation in the clean energy transition. This past year, we participated in dozens of events, in-person, virtual, dual languages, tabling, presenting to boards, social media, flyers, and even a trivia night. We continue to serve as a resource to address questions and comments, answering every phone or email that comes our way. As this year begins, we're programming out our contract renewals activity, and we'll be visiting with municipal members to share information and secure approvals. One thing we know already, and the Yonkers and NYSEG folks are familiar, due to supply and demand gap, we'll have to set our default renewable product to 50% renewable, but there will be an option to opt up to 100%, and we expect the state to open the market up further. Our great team will continue partnering with industry, municipal stakeholders, and others to get the best terms economically and environmentally for our members. And of course, we are always excited to bring additional municipalities into the program, so let us know if you'd like to schedule a discussion or presentation. In conclusion, we can all be very proud of our state-leading efforts to deliver clean energy to Westchester's residents and businesses. And Sustainable Westchester will do everything possible to keep our pioneering program on track for success and growth. Next up, Leo Wiegman, Director of Solar Programs. Leo?
Thank you, Dan. To achieve New York's ambitious climate goals by 2030, we must do an awful lot in a short time, essentially compressing the entire past 20 years of solar work into the next 6 years. Sustainable Westchester is ready for that challenge. Our comprehensive solar program mobilizes developers, property owners, municipalities, and residents to scale up solar and energy storage capacity, with a special focus on delivering benefits to Westchester's low to moderate income households. Let's take a closer look. Delivering on our fair share of the statewide 2030 goals means, first, we have to more than double all the solar installed here in Westchester since 2003. This is equal to adding 40,000 new residential systems. Second, we need to increase our energy storage capacity by 500%. How will we do that? By continuing to expand community solar and storage enrollments and by originating more new projects. Successes from 2023 show the way. With our support, Austining installed community solar on the roof of its operations center, and we successfully enrolled 100% of that capacity with Austining residents. Mount Kisco installed rooftop community solar on our office in our Sunshine 2 EV demonstration project, and that community solar will bring financial benefits to the low and moderate income households. With our project origination help, the Presbyterian Church of Mount Kisco will install a large roof-mounted solar system this summer to offset its church load. And similarly, we helped Parkview Cooperative in Austining select a contractor for a large community solar and storage project on their roofs and parking lot. Looking ahead, the Federal Inflation Reduction Act, coupled with rejuvenated state incentives, is leading to a surge of new projects. This year, we aim to enroll 5 megawatts of community solar and storage capacity, and half of those enrollments will target and benefit low to moderate income households with guaranteed savings on their electric bills. Going forward, we will continue to match site owners with developers. First, we'll help owners understand the realistic solar and storage potential of their properties and help them navigate the bidding and request for proposal process. Second, we will help solar and storage developers identify suitable sites while also connecting to community solar enrollees. For example, we're working to identify municipal sites for valuable energy storage projects, and we'll be reaching out to you shortly about that opportunity. We're also working with a developer of floating photovoltaics to place community solar projects on reservoirs or other similar water bodies. Finally, we have a grant from NYSERDA to work with all of Westchester's regulated housing authorities to assess the solar energy storage potential of their buildings and facilities and help match each housing authority with an appropriate developer. In short, we see this big solar challenge as a huge solar opportunity. We're excited to partner with each of our member municipalities to meet both the state and local goals and to get those 20 years worth of work done in the next 6 years. Next, we'll hear from our terrific colleague, Lauren Broyes.
Thanks, Leo. Hi, everyone. In New York State, buildings are the leading source of greenhouse gas emissions and co-pollutants, making building decarbonization a critical component of the clean energy transition. Excitingly, the Climate Act lays out goals for reaching 85% building electrification by 2050. But the question is, how do we meet this challenge? Well, we can start by empowering residents to make their homes energy smart. Installing insulation and clean heating and cooling systems can be complicated and expensive, so our programming provides guidance and solutions. Energy smart homes significantly reduce emissions, improve comfort and indoor air quality while growing the green economy through job creation. Our energy advisors provide assistance with energy efficiency improvements, weatherization, air source, geothermal, and heat pump water heaters, as well as connections to vetted contractors and information about rebates and financing available from the utilities, state, and the federal government. The continued adoption of electrification is poised to be a significant contributor to the clean energy future. Across America, homeowners installed 4 million heat pumps in 2022, beating out fossil fuel-powered gas furnaces for the first time ever. And back here in Westchester, community collaboration is at the heart of our program's accomplishments. In partnership with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Dutchess County, Sustainable Westchester is part of the NYSERDA Regional Clean Energy Hub. In 2023, our Energy Smart Home team counseled over 700 customers and hosted 16 webinars and events. We're pretty proud of that. Together with the Hudson Valley Regional Council on Clean Energy Communities, we've helped our municipalities access $90,000 in grant funding for their clean heating and cooling campaigns. Plus, with help from Sustainable Westchester staffers, we attended 92 community events throughout the year and 12 Earth Day festivals in an effort to increase awareness. As we look ahead, we'll continue to serve as part of the Mid-Hudson Regional Clean Energy Hub, and will remain focused on supporting energy upgrades and providing wraparound services to low-income customers to relieve the energy burden. And for our municipal members, we'll continue to help you secure CEC grants, working alongside the amazing volunteers and advocates. The new CEC levels 1, 2, and 3 offer major funding and points. Small communities can earn $35,000 and large communities can earn $105,000 with bonuses for disadvantaged communities. If these grants for clean heating and cooling community campaigns sound appealing, let's connect. We'll be hosting Energy Smart Homes webinars on March 6th and March 7th. We're still looking for groups to offer co-hosting with us, so please reach out if you'd like to be a co-host of the webinar. Okay, moving on to our next program, Grid Rewards. So another contributor to the carbon emissions and pollution are dirty, antiquated power plants called peaker plants, which fire up when energy demand is at its highest. And because peaker plants are often sited in low and moderate income communities, their uses also pose a challenge to environmental justice. Additionally, as the effects of climate change worsen and summer weather brings more days over 95 degrees, the use of energy curtailment becomes even more important. 4 years ago, Sustainable Westchester partnered with Logical Buildings to promote Grid Rewards, the first residential demand response program in New York State. Grid Rewards helps reduce peak energy demand while delivering savings on electricity bills to program participants. Anyone paying a Con Ed bill can utilize Grid Rewards, one of Con Ed's smart usage reward partners. In 2023, over 4,000 customers helped create a carbon negative virtual power plant, with the average user earning more than $74 in cash back. The program achievements are a direct credit to our municipal members who have embraced this opportunity in their facilities while also encouraging residents to enroll. For example, for participating last summer, the Village of Hastings-on-Hudson had earned $2,000 at its municipal buildings, and the New Rochelle School District saved almost $24,000 across 5 schools. We are now recruiting for municipalities, neighborhood groups, houses of worship, and more to take action for Earth Day. We encourage you to join our Grid Rewards marketing cohort. This is a fairly easy way for you to get your residents or members involved with demand response, and there's even a fundraising element to the program. You can scan the QR code on the screen to fill out the RSVP form and come to the webinar next Friday to access marketing materials, volunteer training, and events. So now I want to see lots of people holding up their phones to the screen to scan the QR code. Okay. So lastly, as you've heard the successes of these solutions, they come from our local commitment and engagement. We're always looking to lift up your work, so be sure to use our Earth Day calendar, tap us as a resource, and invite us to your events or meetings. And there's an opportunity to do even more. Serving as what could be a model for others across the county, New Rochelle awarded Sustainable Westchester an Energy Education Partnership, which in 2023 served to elevate our programming, expand community visibility, and further the city's sustainability efforts. In 2024, we welcome the chance to engage other municipal members in a stronger partnership with more robust services. Reach out for more info. A big congratulations to you all, and thank you for helping to make Sustainable Westchester's programming so impactful. Okay, next up, Rachel Carpatella.
Thank you, Lauren. New York's 2019 Climate Act set the stage for communities to partner with businesses and the government to build a climate-proof future with the help of clean heating and cooling technologies. The goals: by 2040, to achieve 100% zero-emission electricity; by 2050, reduce emissions at least 85% below 1990 levels. Our solution is multi-layered. Sustainable Westchester's building decarbonization team has partnered with commercial properties and governments to adopt clean energy technologies in new and existing buildings. First, our team is working with several municipalities to create community thermal energy networks, which use either heat from municipal waste pipes or from the Earth's crust to heat and cool buildings. Our 3 largest cities and the county have a combined opportunity to receive $23 million in federal direct payment for energy efficiency retrofits, resulting in increased government spending efficiency. Second, as the only recipient of a Department of Energy Renewing America's Nonprofits grant in the Northeast, Sustainable Westchester will help dozens of nonprofits in disadvantaged communities achieve energy efficiency and redirect revenue into mission-driven work. Finally, Sustainable Westchester will focus on equitable green workforce development to maximize career opportunities as decarbonization efforts accelerate. In 2023, we made real progress on each of these fronts. Working with businesses and local governments, we helped to identify opportunities, connect with programs, and source funding and incentives. For example, Sustainable Westchester partnered with Westchester Catalyst and industry leaders to create the Clean Energy Accelerator Careers Working Group. The group conducted a job needs survey, identified key training programs, and started work on a Clean Energy Careers Job and Resource Fair. Also, together with Logical Buildings, we introduced the Commercial Grid Rewards program. This brings cost savings and opportunities for emissions reductions to commercial buildings. Through our involvement at regional and global industry events, we heightened visibility for Westchester County's leading clean energy action. To further the clean energy work, Sustainable Westchester secured 2 significant grants in 2023, totaling $5.7 million, which includes federal funds to be distributed across the state to help nonprofits' energy efficiency upgrades and support municipalities' community thermal energy network development. So on to 2024. April 3rd will be the inaugural Westchester County Clean Energy Careers Job and Resource Fair. The summit is open to students and community members. There will be middle and high school programs, and local workforce will be elevated with training programs provided by local and national educational institutions. Through the introduction of community scale building decarbonization, starting with technical training for Peekskill and Yonkers, and funded by the Westchester Community Foundation, municipalities will turn wastewater pipes into a greater infrastructure asset, the most resource-efficient and equitable approach to reaching our climate goals. Participating municipalities will receive NYSERDA Clean Energy Communities Campaign High Impact Action Item points for this work, and ultimately unlock grants of up to $525,000. Sustainable Westchester will be your resource for advanced building energy code and compliance information, and we will continue to promote Commercial Grid Rewards and its associated cash and energy savings to commercial and industrial buildings. And as an elite recipient of the Department of Energy's Renew America's Nonprofits grant, Sustainable Westchester will provide grants of up to $200,000 to 32 select nonprofits in Westchester and New York State to be used for energy efficiency upgrades that will prepare their buildings for future connections to community thermal energy networks. Going forward, Sustainable Westchester will continue to build partnerships, pursue opportunities, and identify funding sources that ensure our member municipalities and business leaders are equipped to trailblaze Westchester's sustainable future. Our transition toward a resilient, clean energy future will not be complete until we eliminate the use of fossil fuels in every sector, including landscaping, and until we embrace zero waste. Sustainable Westchester is pleased to offer our members specifications and comparative information on converting your fossil fuel-based landscaping and maintenance equipment to electric, and to provide information on low-impact landscaping techniques, high-impact actions to improve residents' quality of life. Together with the American Green Zone Alliance and Quiet Communities, we provided municipalities with electric equipment options and educated their DPW teams, who modeled best practices to residents and businesses. Additional municipalities are queued up to implement sustainable landscaping practices in 2024 with support from Sustainable Westchester. And others have expressed interest in projects ranging from green zones to workshops for professionals and homeowners, for which they will earn NYSERDA Clean Energy Communities points and ultimately grant rewards. Another challenge for our communities is improving materials management. Significant opportunities exist in Westchester communities to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by improving materials management practices. Sustainable Westchester has worked with 18 member municipalities to deploy the Recycle Right program and partnered with large institutions like SUNY Purchase to ensure their paint recycling drop-off event was successful. Sustainable Westchester is committed to continue working with members towards streamlined communication about sustainable materials management. With the county government demonstrating outstanding leadership on this priority, we will help members transition to the county's new recycling app to ensure that it serves your residents well. Next, you'll hear from Michelle De La Fontaine, Director of Business Development, via a pre-recorded message due to a family commitment about our innovative market development.
To this point, you have all heard a great deal about the challenges of meeting New York's climate goals. It's an exciting opportunity, but the hard truth is incremental progress just won't be enough. We need to move beyond status quo models and foster true innovation, bringing technologies and solutions to the next level. That's why research and innovation are critical priorities for Sustainable Westchester, and they will connect and support all our programs. There is no better example than our new Sunshine to EV fast charging systems that we unveiled in December, the first in New York State that is also linked to a community solar. And now we aim to expand on the successful proof of concept to bring similar service to the rest of Westchester, focusing first on car dealerships, then on large parking lots with canopies. Our innovative system also attracted positive attention from the Department of Homeland Security as a valuable tool for improving regional resilience. In 2024, research and innovation will support Westchester Power in moving from CCA 1.0 to 2.0. First, by aligning our model with a new clean energy generation expected to come online, including offshore wind, large-scale storage, and upstate solar and wind farms. Second, through long-term power purchase agreement that can reduce the risk of investment in renewable energy production and transmission. Through these steps, our member municipalities can play a key role in achieving New York's clean energy transition. In 2024, we will revisit the concept of a virtual power plant, which is an aggregation of residential energy storage systems. Battery can be expensive, and so we will be working closely with our partners at NYSERDA to explore incentives that can unlock energy storage as a key part of our regional energy equation. And we will also investigate the capture of carbon dioxide from the largest emitters in Westchester County, using technology that combusts carbon-containing materials with pure oxygen instead of air. There's a growing market for CO2, as well as a promising set of incentives from the Inflation Reduction Act and New York's new Cap and Invest program. In summary, in 2024, our innovative work will expand the greenest and most equitable EV infrastructure. It will foster clean energy generation and transmission, promote energy storage as a viable regional solution, and look at creative options for carbon capture and reuse. Innovation is and will remain at the very heart of Sustainable Westchester organizational culture and commitment to our members. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dan, Leo, Lauren, Rachel, and Michelle, thank you for those great presentations, and more importantly, for your work day in and day out to advance our mission and serve our members. Our program directors are always the first to say that they don't do it alone. They work alongside a team of colleagues who are knowledgeable, mission-oriented, and effective. We're going to introduce all of them in a short video. And as you see these names and faces, here's what I urge you to remember. This isn't my team. This is your team. We work with you and for you. So let's make the most of our partnership together. Thank you.